Beautiful Sunday afternoon at Coors Field. The Rockies ready to take the field to take on the Cincinnati Reds, trying to salvage 1 out of 3 after falling last night 9-7 to Cincinnati. And today a little bit different for our broadcast. We'll be up at the lovely Mountain Ranch Club, one of the great restaurants in lower downtown Denver, and it's situated within the ballpark. Great views of the field, great views of the mountains. And for us, we're just excited about the great food as well. With George Frazier, I'm Drew Goodman. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing good. This is a good little spot up here. I haven't got to come up here before.
Where's your cowboy hat?
Well, I left it in the hotel room. I feel a little naked without it. I think I ought to go get it and put it back on again along with the boots. I had a pretty good time.
You guys look like you had a good time up there. Jonathan Sanchez looking to have a good time in his return to Coors Field today. It'll be start number 2 for Jonathan since being acquired in the Guthrie deal from Kansas City.
Well, he has pitched well. They're a 4-3 overall record, but for him, he's still going to have to work in the bottom half of the strike zone. I think the one thing that became very prevalent for me in his last start, I didn't see the 90-93 fastball. I saw more 88-91. So now it becomes location. If that's what it is, this is what you have to do with your location. 9 strikeouts and 13 in the third in his last 2 starts here. But again, this is a guy that's got to work bottom of the strike zone. Some of their guys out of the lineup today. Ludwig, who's hurt the Rockies in the first couple of ball games, is getting a day off. But yet you got to worry about Phillips. Phillips has 3 home runs against him in his career.
And Phillips is swinging the bat very well. He's got a 6-game hitting streak. In fact, Cincinnati really swung the bat well last night. They hit 5 solo home runs. When these two clubs get together, there's been a lot of fireworks. We'll talk about that when we return. This afternoon, the Rockies and the Cincinnati Reds Game 3 final meeting of 2012. The Rockies trying to cool off the Reds, who have won 9 consecutive ball games. Back upstairs, Drew Goodman with George Frazier. Our goal today, obviously, George, is to try everything on the menu.
Oh, I'll try everything on the menu.
I know you will.
Yeah. When she says, what do you want? I'm going to go that.
The left side. Well, the Rockies and Reds have hit a bunch of home runs combined. In fact, 19 of them. 14 different players have hit a home run in this season series. That's amazing.
Well, 12 of them have come from the Reds, too. They've been able to get the ball over the fence, pretty obvious against this Rockies pitching staff. Obviously, the Rockies staff also. Gonzalez and Kandire were 4 of those that they've hit out of the ballpark. Ludwig's been the one guy that's really left the yard. He's not in the lineup today, so that's a good thing that he's sitting over on the bench. But there's some other guys. Todd Frazier starting to swing the bat like a big leaguer. 284 average overall. He's starting to drive in some runs, and he's kind of like Pacheco. First, third, he can play a little bit of everywhere.
I'll tell you a guy who swung the bat against Matt Latos. That's Carlos Gonzalez. He took him deep twice in Cincinnati.
Well, and that's what he is. He's going to get a good fastball to hit from Latos, and particularly with nobody on base, and that's where you got to take advantage of it. That particular start, 7 1/3, 5 home runs given up by Latos, and he won the game.
Jonathan Sanchez, Matt Latos, the Rockies and the Reds on a Sunday afternoon. We're at the Mountain Ranch Club. Come on back to Coors Field with us. Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by your neighborhood Toyota stores. Toyota, moving forward. By CenturyLink, fast speed and a low monthly price. Visit CenturyLink.com. By Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. By Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo customers get your 2-for-1 Rockies tickets today by going to wellsfargo.com/Rockies. Wells Fargo Bank, member FDIC. And by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Inside the Mountain Ranch Club, a lot of folks eat breakfast. And why not? It's brunch time on a Sunday afternoon. Jonathan Sanchez has completed his warm-up pitches, and he is ready to go. Leading off for the Cincinnati Reds, once again, will be the rookie Zach Cozart out of the University of Mississippi. Talked to Zach this morning in the clubhouse, learned something I did not know. You know, he went to college at Ole Miss. Pomerantz was a freshman when he had just left, but he went to high school with the Pomerantzes in Memphis. Cozart will be followed by Drew Stubbs, Brandon Phillips, Jay Bruce, Todd Frazier, Chris Heisey getting a start tonight. or today I should say. Mikel Cairo, Ryan Hannigan, Matt Latos, and the first pitch in there, strike one on Zach Cozart. And Sanchez goes to a slider on his second offering, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Second start with the Rockies this year. 4 1/3, 5 runs scored, 4-3 overall at Coors Field. Talked about that. 2-1 against Cincinnati.
That's in our direction, George.
It is in our direction, but it's going to end up at second. The wind was blowing hard over the first base line.
Well, I meant, it's coming to the right side. Nice start as Cozart pops out to DJ LeMahieu. Let's check the gloves for the Rockies. Carr goes in left. Dexter Fowler in center. Tyler Colvin in right. Michael Kadire moves to first. LeMahieu and Rutledge, the 2 rookies up the middle. Pacheco is a rookie at third. Veteran behind the plate. Ramon Hernandez getting his first work of the series. And the first offering misses to Drew Stubbs. Ball 1. Stubbs hit a home run yesterday. 4 for 7 lifetime against Jonathan Sanchez. That's inside.
Sanchez's numbers at Coors Field tells me he's not intimidated by the ballpark. And I know the start at Kansas City this year in 6 starts, 0-2, 1072 earned run average. That strikes have been the problem, and it's becoming one here now. But it's a matter of just throwing the ball over the plate. The stuff is there.
Here's the 3-0, and that's in there. Sanchez in his start in Arizona was 89 to 91. A lot of 89s. Not throwing as hard, George, as we recall when he was with San Francisco, and a 5-pitch walk to Drew Stubbs.
And I think part of that is the fact that you're kind of timid to let it fly and let it go because of your inability. 44 walks in 51 innings with Kansas City. And then he started over there 1 walk. But I mean, it's a matter of being able to have command of everything and trust your stuff. This is not the guy you want to see with men on base. This year, the opposition's hit .348 against Sanchez with runners on base. Base is empty, 269. You'd like to see that flip-flop.
Phillips 3 for 11 and the 3 home runs, as you mentioned. Phillips has been a fixture in that 3 spot in the lineup, while Joey Votto is on the mend with the knee surgery. Good pitch at 91. That's the hardest ball he's thrown yet.
Some bright Under Armour gloves for Brandon Phillips. It almost appeared as if there was pads on the back side of that lead hand, the left hand, but there's not. That's just really bright red.
Big league players go through batting gloves like the chewing gum. Boy, Hernandez just did come up with that. This is the 131st start in the career of Jonathan Sanchez, a career mark of 39 and 52. With a 4.5 ERA. 1 out, 1 on. Rockies and Reds. Sanchez will check out Drew Stubbs, who leads the ball club with 20 stolen bases. He takes off, and Hernandez's throw is not going to get him. He just, George, there's some guys that, everybody's got to do it with timing and good jumps. And then there's some guys that can outrun.
Well, he's one of those.
Jump.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that if you watch, he's at full acceleration, second step out of it. There's not any little bit of a slow get-go. That's what really helps him, and well ahead of the throw with a left-hander on the mound.
21 bags for Stubbs. 2-1 count on Phillips, waving that bat. Now he'll step out.
Well, it's 1 out, 2, and a right-handed bat up. You've got to be careful and make sure you pay attention to Stubbs, because he will take off to get third.
As we point out, fairly frequently, it's much easier to steal third, particularly against a left-hander, because you get in that blind spot. Phillips fouls it off.
That's towards us.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you see the catch that guy made? See, we don't get to see that. He stood up straight in the air with the glove and snagged it while his buddy ate pizza. I told you when I brought you to the game, I'd get you a souvenir, honey. Here's your souvenir. Look at her. She's ducking. She didn't see him catch it. She's acting like me, ducking under the counter.
2-2 on Phillips.
And what Stubbs is doing right now to Sanchez is taking his concentration off of home plate and to second base.
The guy at the plate has gotten better and better each month this year. His average has gone up. 254 in April, 283 in May. He hit 311 in June. And Brandon's hitting 326 in the month of July. Breaking ball, and it's hit in the air to deep left field. Twisting foul.
You didn't see it either, did you? I didn't see it. It's tough to see because of the white shirts and the fly to the ball and the gray sky. It's difficult to see the ball.
No, I could see it. It's the angle. We have to look on the monitor because
where we are,
we're not right behind home plate, so it's hard to tell if it's going to be fair or foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Phillips.
Yeah, really busy bat on Phillips as he stands at home plate, but as the pitch comes, everything gets quiet.
Who wants tacos? Remember, when the Rockies score 7 or more, as they did last night, go to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations the next day between 4 and 6. Get your Rockies taco special. 7 was not enough for a victory last night. That's been the story of the year. The Rockies second in the National League in runs scored to the Cardinals, but they have one of the poorest records in the game. That's a base hit, and Colvin up with the baseball has no chance at Stubbs. Phillips has a 7-game hitting streak, and he's driven in another. It's 1-0 Cincinnati. RBI number 61 for Brandon Phillips.
The important thing, you're not going to throw Stubbs out at the plate on this base hit to right, regardless of how quick you get to it because of his speed. It's important you keep Phillips at first. If you overthrow and allow him to advance, you take away the double play ball. You can see on his Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo, you can see this pitch a little bit on the inner half. And what he did, he takes off with it to right field. Stubbs sees that the ball's going to be down. And then all Barry has to do is send him, but eat the baseball. And you can see Michael Kadar, don't throw it.
And that's, you know, we were kidding last night with Jeff, calling it pre-snap, your pre-snap routine, pre-snap read, stealing a football term, your pre-pitch routine. You know Stubbs at second base, unless it's an absolute rocket to you on one hop, you are not going to throw him out.
No, you're not. You're not even going to get close to him, and that's why it's important to make sure that you, if you do throw it, hit the cutoff man. Don't try to airmail something all the way to the plate. The Reds this year 41-16 when they put the tally on the board first.
And we have our first meeting. Bo McLaughlin going out there. Sanchez with a 2-0 count. Phillips at first base. Doesn't run quite as much as he used to, but he's 8 of 8 this year.
Yeah, Bo didn't look very happy with that one.
Join in on the conversation with Toyota Talk. We do it in the 6th inning. Text Toyota to 720-720. Questions and comments, and an opportunity to win a 1-year family membership to the Denver Zoo, so you can see the all-new Toyota Elephant Passage exhibit. Russo for 5 lifetime against Sanchez. He'll check out Brandon Phillips.
The conversation I took from Bo McLaughlin was, you're throwing your slider a lot and falling behind with it. Let's establish the fastball, keep it down in the zone, get a double play ball, get out of this inning.
And they got it picked off, and they'll get him on a good throw. Brandon Phillips just going to tag me, and I'm not even going to slide.
Well, I tell you what, Dyer, really good job of getting to the baseball when it was thrown to him. And they guessed right with Dusty that time. I mean, if he was going to, he obviously was going to put the runner in motion. But what I like, watch Kadire get the baseball. As soon as he does, he's going, he runs to the baseball, clears to the inside, so you take the runner completely out of the throwing lane.
The only thing Brandon didn't do here, George, is call timeout.
Yep, did a Willie Stargell thing. You could see what his angle was there. He started to angle into the infield side because he knew Kadire would go that way, hoping the ball might hit him.
Well, a break in that Phillips went with Sanchez's sketchy control, and so that produced the second out because Bruce just walked. Sanchez walked 4 in Arizona in his Rockies debut, and George mentioned the issues he had in Kansas City. 44 walks in 51 innings.
19 pitches, 12 balls.
Todd Frazier at the plate. Frazier went deep yesterday. You trying to claim him, by the way, as a relative?
No, I'm not yet. I watched him in Billings, Montana when he came in and played against Casper in 2007 when he was the #1 draft pick as a shortstop out of Rutgers. You could see him play short then, and you'd say, you know what? He won't be there long because of his size. He'll go to first or third. Sure enough, that's where he's ended up here. Fastball out over the plate, allowed to extend against Christian Friedman.
Ball and a strike on Frazier. And he chased a little bit. That was out of the zone, so it's 1-2.
Very good sinker from Sanchez that ran away from the right-handed hitter.
And he got him to chase again. So Sanchez, with his first strikeout, he gives up a run, a walk to Stubbs, a stolen base, and a knock from Brandon Phillips. Rockies getting ready to take their first turn. We are broadcasting today from the Mountain Ranch Club. And it's
yes,
good to
we
be
are.
up here.
It's a good little spot to be at right up here and watch the ball game. Having a little difficult time on angles and fly balls into the restaurant. Used to saying booth. It's into the restaurant.
The eats are terrific up here. And it is open for anybody in the public to come on up. Order a meal, make a reservation, though. It's a busy place. Dexter Fowler at 298 will lead things off. Here's the Southwest batting order for Jim Tracy and the Rockies. Rutledge, Gonzalez, Kadire, Colvin, Hernandez, Pacheco, LeMahieu, and then Sanchez. The top three in the lineup reached 9 times last night. Jim Tracy, after the ball game, summed it up and said, hey, we got 7 runs on 13 hits. We played good defense. That ought to win you a baseball game. He just said, as I've said many times, and I'm paraphrasing, we didn't pitch well enough. The words of Jim Tracy last night in the postgame.
Well, you just play punch replay a lot, and that's what he's had to say too much. 8-3 right now. Monday defeated the Astros. Had a little bit of a sprained ankle in the 5th, ready to go here. He will throw the high heat. He's got a great arm, 94 miles an hour. Struggled in the month of April when he came over, and imagine that, a little bit coming from the sunny San Diego to the cool temperatures of Cincinnati in April. He was 1-2, 597. Since that time, he has turned the button up pretty good. 7-1, 377 earned run average.
About a month ago, he had back-to-back complete game performances, a 2-hitter and a 4-hitter.
Last 10 starts, in the first 8, he only gave up. That hurt. He only gave up 13 runs. The last couple of starts, though, the Red staff's given up some runs, yet they walked away here with some wins. And I think, you look at late toast, 7 starts versus the Rockies, 4-2 overall. A lot of those starts were in San Diego. And an earned run average of 3.89. Expect a slider here on a 1-2 count.
His ERA is actually better at Coors Field, 3.51. That's inside.
Fastball in, trying to blow the bat up.
Well, the good news for the Rockies today, they're unlikely to see Aroldis Chapman. He's pitched back-to-back days. Dusty trying to stay away from going 3 straight. There's that slider George was talking about, but that was inside also. So it's 3-2 on Dexter.
A difficult pitch for Dexter to hit, but you got to make sure you get it in and down. And when it's a little bit in and up, and Dexter, good read. I think that's probably one of the most improved things Dexter has, is recognizing the slider out of the hand and the location out of the hand, and then letting it pass. See, I wonder if Hannigan's thinking, well, why can't he go 3 days in a row? I'm going 3 days in a row. I'm sitting back here.
And they have a guy that was well thought of as a prospect, Devin Mesoraco, behind him, but Hannigan doing the bulk of the catching. And keep in mind, the guy that we've become familiar with the Padres, Grandal, was out of the Cincinnati organization, who can really swing it. Yasmani Grandal.
One of my all-time favorites, still catching at AAA at age 36 for the Cincinnati Reds, Corky Miller. Still going at it.
Good for him.
Matter of fact, Jeff Francis, when he came over, said Corky caught most of his starts.
Jason Kendall showed up for about a couple innings and decided to shut it down. He was going to make a return at 38.
Tulsa was playing against that ball club at the time.
High ball 4, so a leadoff walk for Dexter against Matt Latos.
Kendall played a game, had a hit. The next game he came out, they tried to steal a base. He threw to second, said timeout, I'm done.
That's one way to officially retire,
yep.
I guess. Josh Rutledge, who had 3 hits and 5 at bats last night in his new spot in the lineup, the 2-hole. He's hit 10 of his last 11 with a 391 average during that time frame. Rutledge lines this ball to deep right center field, and it is gone. 2-run home run, Josh Rutledge. And the Rockies are on top 2-1.
Go ahead and light it up, kid. I'm telling you what, you're throwing out an impression not just on the Rockies, but in all of baseball.
You can't script a better beginning to your big league career than Rutledge has written so far.
High heater at 94. See you later. Outside part of the plate, took it to the outer part of the baseball field and right center field of the Rockies bullpen.
You know who he reminds me of, George, a little bit? Calico Joe Castle from John Grisham's recent novel. It's a New York Times bestseller.
I thought you were going to say a baseball player somewhere. I didn't know you were coming out with the actors and things.
No, this is a fictitious baseball player. There's a bunt down the third base line that just goes foul.
I was waiting on you to break something out for me there. Let's take a look at the side swing right now and look at Rutledge. What I like and did like the whole time is the weight shift to the backside, stiff front leg, and then he just stays on the pitch. You watch his head. on a baseball, he doesn't miss many strikes. That's why he doesn't strike out an awful lot.
Boy, in a very disappointing season, he has been a bright light.
Well, the most impressive thing is, from the locker room to the field, he acts and plays like a big leaguer. He is not intimidated by this place.
Cargo comebacker. Latos retires Carlos first out in the first inning. 6 home runs surrendered by Latos against the Rockies. At least this one, the Rockies had a man on. They had 5 solo home runs against Latos in Cincinnati. The only 5 hits he gave up.
Isn't that amazing? Wins the ball game 7-5. Home runs given up in the National League this year. Minor leads it. He and Blanton with 22. Mr. Guthrie at 21. And then Clayton Richard in San Diego. That's surprising. Latos with 20. Hansen with 19.
See where Atlanta's going to remove Jair Jurgens from the rotation again.
I saw that. Yeah. Not good news for their ball club.
Good pitch, 0-2 on Kadire, who homered yesterday. This 4 for his last 24 at the plate, but 3 of those 4 have been big flies. 15 and 55. And the 0-2 rolled to short. Cozart with a quick transition, but he pulled Cairo off the bag. And Miguel's making just his 5th start at first base. And he was unable to keep the foot on the bag. And this is very unlike Cincinnati. They don't make many errors.
No, last night he pulled off on a double play ball. He had fed Phillips high late in the ball game. This throw not on line at all. Just got under the flip, threw it up into the air. And Cairo well off of the bag by the time Kadire got there. 9th error this season for Cozart.
See if the Rockies can take advantage of the break. 2 errors yesterday were on Johnny Cueto. Colvin takes strike 1. Tyler's been struggling in the second half. 5 for 36, a 139 average and 14 punch outs. Swung a little late on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. A check of the gloves for Cincinnati. Left field, Chris Heisey. He's versatile. He can play center if you need him to. Drew Stubbs and Jay Bruce. Todd Frazier, Zach Cozart, Brandon Phillips, Miguel Cairo with Hannigan, as we discussed, doing the catching again. So Frazier played first the first 2 ball games. Now he moves over to third. That 0-2's fouled off. Rockies up 2-1 on the Rutledge home run to right center. Down in Arizona, he had his first career home run. That one went to left center. Comes after him with a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, and the strikeout of Colvin is out number 2 in the bottom of the first.
Well, I've seen a lot of pitches being thrown there too, and by Latos, which you're happy to see as you look down the aisleways here, the Mountain Ranch Club. People enjoying it from very little to great big.
Well, you know what? The little guy doesn't have much of a view, though. What's the deal?
Well, he's going to be asleep here in just a minute. Not the bread, the dog.
You notice he didn't put mayonnaise on it, though, George. Ramon Hernandez at the plate. Ramon Hernandez will be working with Corey Blazer, who we just disagreed with all afternoon. Blazer, the home plate umpire. Jeff Kellogg at first. Marty Foster at second. DJ Rayburn at third. Here's the 0-1. And that's as good a hard breaking ball as Latos is thrown here in the first.
Have fun with this, guys. 87 miles an hour. Mike Shaw Subaru Supremo give you a pretty good look at this pitch. Well on top of it, but because of the arm speed, you see a very late and sharp break to the point it just totally fools you.
Check out Kadire. Oh, 2 the count on Hernandez. Latos ready. And he got him a chase. The tag makes it official. In the inning, a walk to Dexter Fowler, and then Josh Rutledge on the first pitch he sees from Matt Latos goes yard to right center. And the Rockies have a 2-1 lead as we go to the second. This ball's well hit left center field by Chris Heisey. And Heisey around second looking for a triple, and he's got it. A leadoff triple by Heisey, getting his first start in the series.
Well, this is another kid with a lot of speed, too. You've seen Stubbs. He's about 4 clicks behind him. He hits a ball out into left center, pitch 25 from Sanchez, and it ends up into the gap in the left center field, and it's off to the races. Got there just ahead of the throw from Josh Rutledge. Right there is where he realized, I better get it up to that next level. The throw offline a little bit allowed him to get there. Here's a deep fly to Dexter. That's going to score the tying run for the Cincinnati Reds.
So Miguel Cairo, just like that, has knotted things up at 2.
Okay, Drew, question.
Yes.
Leadoff triples. What percentage of time do you think they score on a leadoff triple?
91% of the time.
87.5. The only time they didn't score was when Nolan Ryan was starting. Or Chapman. One of the two.
Ryan Hannigan takes strike 1. And that's low. 2 balls and a strike. Sanchez, a native of Puerto Rico, went to college in Ohio Dominican University, small school in Columbus. And that's played by Dyer. Flips to Sanchez. 2 outs. Pretty good swing by Latos. And that's at the knees. Slow hook, got him on the outside corner. Triple by Heisey, and a sac fly off the bat of Miguel Cairo has tied this ball game up at 2. Pacheco will lead off for the Rockies. Colorado Hyundai dealers, step up to the plate, get more miles per gallon with the hottest car line in America, Hyundai. Tomorrow's an off day, then the Cardinals come a-calling Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evening. The Rockies continue to play in the National League Central this season. Save responsibly when you shop at your Colorado Hyundai dealers. Check it out at coloradohyundai.com. Rockies 2 and the Reds 2 back up at the Mountain Ranch Club. And with George Frazier,
what did
I'm
you
Drew
order?
Goodman.
Ooh,
what's that?
What's that?
Ooh.
What's that? What's
Deep
that?
fried avocado. You can put that right
What's
here.
that?
Thank you very
Shrimp,
much.
it looks like.
That's barbecue shrimp, George. That's right. With a little bacon around it just for you. How about that?
Perfect.
I hope you didn't eat earlier, did you?
I didn't, and I'm going to just eat a whole lot right now.
We get chips
why
too?
Not?
This
Are
is
you
awesome.
kidding me? This is unbelievable.
Make sure you feed Doug, because otherwise he's going to steal our food.
Where's Doug? Come here, Doug. Doug. Come here, Doug.
It's good for you, Doug.
Here, Doug. Have a couple of these,
go.
Doug. Doug, have a couple of these. Have a couple of those. That's good. Let me get this off my hand real quick.
Take the lettuce too, Doug. Pacheco hits it on the ground to Frazier.
No, I'm up here.
The other Frazier.
Oh, the other Frazier. Okay.
How good's that look? Little fried avocado. Are you going to talk, or are you going to eat all the food, and I'm going to do all the talking, and then there's nothing going to be left for the commercial break?
Why do anything different? Why you talk?
That's true, whether it's the Mountain Ranch Club or our booth. DJ LeMahieu threw out 3 hits yesterday. With 1 out, he'll face Latos, and he gets moved off the plate. Latos sitting between 94 and 96 with that fastball. Rocky's got a 2-run home run from Rutledge in the first inning, his 2nd career home run.
I'm trying to give away some of this food. Nobody wants it.
I'll get that one, all right? Save me one of those.
You're out.
DJ LeMahieu with the 3 hits yesterday set a new career high.
It's very good. I got to admit that this avocado, you were right. That's very, very good, Drew. Really happy. You made me taste it.
Avocado, George, very good for you. It's healthy, unlike most of the things you eat. Here's the 2-1.
So, wait a minute. It's really healthy for you, but you're going to deep fry it. That doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well, the avocado part.
Are you looking for something to eat with?
Silverware. Got to have silverware, right? They have good eats up here at the Mountain Ranch Club. 2-2 on LeMahieu, and that's outside. 3-2. And that's a nasty slider. 89 miles an hour. 2 outs. Jonathan Sanchez will come up. Wells Fargo customers, get your 2-for-1 Rockies tickets by going to wellsfargo.com/Rockies. Wells Fargo Bank, member FDIC. 3 strikeouts for Matt Latos. Just 24 years of age. In fact, 4 of the 5 starters for Cincinnati are under 26. Cueto's 26. There's strike 1. The only guy older is Bronson Arroyo, who's 35. You know, it's nice to have, it's really nice to have 4 guys that are entering their primes. You love that. But I'm big on, you know what? Good is good. And I don't care how old you are.
Exactly.
You're going to turn away Roy Halladay because he's in his mid-30s?
Well, you know what, and I'm going to say this too. I mean, I thought Dan O'Dowd took a little bit of an active approach when he was able to send Chatwood and Outman both back to Double-A. That's what Roy Halladay had to go all the way back to rookie ball, and it turned out okay for him, did it?
It did for Roy Halladay, no question about that. Good inning for Latos. We'll go to the 3rd, tied at 2. And Reds tied at 2 as we go to the top of the third. Drew Goodman, George Frazier, Jenny Cavnar. After watching the Rockies play this afternoon, stick around for Rockies Weekly with Jim Tracy. And this week we'll introduce you to Kent Mathis, the Rockies outfield prospect who's with the Tulsa Drillers, AA Texas League. We'll also teach you about the finer points of stealing second base. It's Rockies Weekly with Jim Tracy after the ball game today. Top of the Reds order, Zach Cozart, who popped to second his first time. And Sanchez misses with his first fastball. It's 1-0 on Cozart. Two 2-0. He has spent a fair amount of time in the manager's office, not as in going to the principal's office. It's a positive. You know, Dusty was a terrific player in his own right, and he's really, according to Zach, helped counsel him through the roller coaster ride of playing this many games every day at shortstop for the first time as a young player.
The key is what you said, shortstop. It's such a huge position on a ball club. And you're involved in almost every single play. But one thing he's done is he's swung the bat, and he's going to be off to the races here. This is going to get to the wall.
This may be triple territory also. He's headed in that direction. It's going to be back-to-back leadoff triples in the second and third inning. Last inning was Heisey, and this inning it's Cozart.
Turning him loose with the count sitting at 3-0. Excuse me, 3-1 count, but a fastball count. Leadoff hitter may a lot of times work to try to get on base through a walk or get a pitch he can drive. Well, he got a pitch he can drive. Stumbled coming around the first base bag, and it's kind of a steady pace. Looked like he was running into the outfield. He made that easy.
Drew Stubbs takes a fastball for a strike. Stubbs walked, stole second, scored on a base hit by Brandon Phillips in the first inning.
Now, Dougie told us just a minute ago, 87.5% of the time they score on a triple, on a leadoff triple. So it's going to be difficult now not to give that run up. Jim Tracy feels his club can score a few runs, so they feel back early in the game, as it should be.
Well, the only way to avoid a run scoring here is punch outs, comebackers, or pop-ups. Everything else is going to bring that run home like that. Well, same as last inning. You get a sac fly behind the triple. This time it's Drew Stubbs. And Stubbs has his 32nd RBI, and now the Reds have a 3-2 lead.
They mirror an awful lot of their manager, a guy that played the game the right way fundamentally. His bench coach, Chris Spire, much like that. Billy Hatcher. All guys that played the game fundamentally sound when the opportunity presented itself. Twice in a row now, their club has done just that.
By the way, Billy says hello to you.
Oh, I'm sure he did. Waving at him from the other side of Cheyenne for a couple of days when they were in here early on an off day. Billy and I teammates in the Cub organization. He and Sean Dunston were roommates. It was a Quinella. I'll just leave it at that.
Billy had some good years in his own right.
Yeah, Houston Astro organization, he was outstanding.
One and one on Phillips. So Brandon originally signed, after having success in Cincinnati, a 5-year deal, and then in early April signed a new 6-year deal that'll keep him in
he and Votto, the next Barry Larkin, spent his entire career with one ball club, and I think that's what Phillips would like to do. I think that's what Votto would like to do.
And Votto's deal $224 million.
12 years or 8 years? I think it's 12 years.
It's 12 years. I think it's 12 years. Or is it 10 years?
Long time.
Diving stop, and no, it's in a You know what? There's the angle again, George. I'm looking live. I thought Rutledge made the play, and it's a base hit. I apologize. Still getting used to the angles up here. I'm going to have to just watch it on the monitor.
It's a little easier that way, yeah.
A little easier that way.
It's a little difficult where we set up here because obviously we're trying to look down at kind of like the fans in right field. Kind of late reaction sometime on balls that are hit if they're out of the park, caught. Not much different.
One out. Phillips aboard. Jay Bruce fouls that pitch off. Bruce had an RBI, or excuse me, had a walk back in the first inning. Without a hit so far in the series. Reds will go home for 7 games. They'll play the Padres 4 times, and then the Pirates, who are chasing them.
Pre-game show yesterday, I asked Chris Walsh, what is the worries of Dusty Baker? Is it the Cardinals or the Pirates? And he said, honestly, both. But he said he feels like that the Pirates are an upswing team that if you go to sleep thinking they're the old Pirates, they're going to come in and ambush it. But he still feels the St. Louis Cardinals are the ball club that will chase them in the month of September. Two games up right now on Pittsburgh. St. Louis trailing by 6.5. Milwaukee in the Greinke trade picked up 3 gems. I can tell you that. Segura, Pena, and Hellwig. All 3 of those guys are outstanding. Hey, get your tickets now to see the Rockies take on the Cardinals for their 2012 visit to Coors Field. The only one appearance they'll be here. July 31st is the start date with St. Louis. They'll run through August the 2nd.
This ball lifted to deep right field. Colvin going back, and will have a play. A long fly ball off the bat at Jay Bruce, out number 2, and that'll bring up Frazier. Today's Save of the Week is brought to you by the region's Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your local consumer-owned electric cooperative delivering reliable power, energy-saving tools, and more. Visit togetherwesave.com. Justin Upton, Rafael Betancourt getting Chris Young as the Rockies defeated Arizona on Wednesday.
A lot of people also pushing Willeen Rosario for National League Rookie of the Year. There's a conversation, at least, about him being in the mix. Well, Todd Frazier's another one. His .281 average, 3rd in the National League, 11 home runs 2nd, RBI 2nd, runs 6th, slugging percentage 1st. So he's making it well noted that he wants to be talked about, along with teammate Cozart. Zach Cozart is another guy that would be talked about as far as Rookie of the Year.
Pulled foul. That deal with Votto, 10 years. But he's got an option, George, in 2024.
And why not? First major setback he's really had with this knee injury. I'm surprised. I think he'll be back, 2 weeks from now. He'll be back in this lineup for them. It's only going to make it a stronger lineup.
Reports that he will resume baseball activities tomorrow.
And by the way, Yolis Chacin will make a start for Modesto tonight on a pitch count limit. I still think 3 or 4 starts with time in between before you're going to see what you need to see from him to see if it's going to be far enough along. If the nerve, we'll leave it alone.
Left field, Carlos Gonzalez waiting. He makes the catch. In the inning, another leadoff triple. Zach Cozart, he scores on a Stubbs fly ball. 3-2 Reds.
3-2 as we head to the bottom of the third. Now, today's pitching matchup is almost like a rematch of 2010 in the NL West between the Padres and the Giants. It's also our Chevy Dare to Compare. The Chevy Equinox, 32 highway miles per gallon, outperformed its competitor Chevy, made for Colorado. I'm talking about when Matt Latos was with the San Diego Padres and Jonathan Sanchez was with the San Francisco Giants. It was Matt Latos that was dominant in his first two starts against Sanchez. 1-0 wins for the Padres in both of those, including a complete game shutout. But then it was Jonathan Sanchez that came through strong when it counted for the NL West title. In the last game of the season, he led his team to victory. The Giants went on. We all know what happened after that in 2010. And, you know, it was really a war of the words between these two pitchers all year long. They both took to the media in it. Matt Latos, he even started signing autographs that said, "I hate San Francisco." Of course, that didn't fare too well for the Giants. Jonathan Sanchez came back with one that said, "We're going to play San Diego. We're going to beat them 3 times. We're going to get in first place and not look back." And he was the one that ended up stepping up to his words. And obviously, like I mentioned, had that great win to take them into the playoffs in 2010. Guys?
Yeah, there weren't a lot of friends there, I don't think, Jenny, between these two teams. And when you're talking about 2010 and what was going on with Latos and Sanchez, 2 young kids.
One and two on Dexter. Trying to work him in again with that slider. They've got 2 swings and misses there. Fowler walked and came around on the Rutledge 2-run home run back in the first. See the pattern on the Ford strike zone. 3-2 Reds, bottom of 3. This ball turned on and pulled foul. Well, speaking of Matt Latos' old team, the Padres announced today that they've reached an agreement on a 2-year extension for Houston Street.
I think Josh Burns probably learned his lesson in Arizona, and when he said, "I'll do it by bullpen by committee and we'll be just fine," and they weren't. They led the league in blown saves that year when he was general manager there. Probably cost him an opportunity to run at the playoffs. And what he has been able to do there, Street has been just perfect. And so it allows Houston Street to stay in a city they like. It allows him to raise his family there and be able to hang out during the course of the season. And it gives him a pretty accomplished closer.
He's got another little one on the way.
His setup man, Gregerson, has been discussed in an awful lot of trades. Little tapper out in front. Latos will get rid of it, get Dexter.
Time for the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. First inning, Josh Rutledge, first pitch he's ever seen from Matt Latos, and he jumped on it and hit it out to right center field. Second career home run. It gave the Rockies a 2-1 lead at the time. 4th hit in the last 2 days for Josh Rutledge. And that's a line drive center field. Doesn't matter what you throw. Fastball, breaking ball. I'm going to find the barrel.
Well, anything that's up in the strike zone, a little bit of an elevated stance for Josh Rutledge. But that was a little bit of a hanging breaking ball. Now here he took a fastball to right field. Now he comes back up. Let's spin one at him and see what he does. The ball's away from him, off the end of the bat, but everything stays connected. You look at the hands on the bat, the backside of his body, and the swing of the pitch. I mean, this kid's showing has a chance to be really, really special.
Quiet approach
to everything.
And now he's got that plus speed at first base. Rockies down a run. Cargo hit a comebacker his first time. Carlos 5 for 16 lifetime against Latos. Couple home runs at Cincinnati earlier this year. And this is flared to short. 2 outs. Kadire will come up. AT&T trivia question. Since 1900, there have been 235 no-hitters. How many of those would have been perfect if not for an error? That's a very interesting question. So it wasn't on the pitcher. There wasn't a walk, a hit batter. It was on one of his 8 companions. You forget it's nerve-wracking, one of those situations for a fielder also, even a no-hitter. I know Jeff Houston played behind Nolan Ryan in a couple of them, and this ball lined by Kadire to right. Rutledge will go first to third. And he's described to me making plays saying, man, it's like you have all the nerves in the world, because if you have a close play, you don't want it to be scored a hit, even if it's not a perfect game situation.
Well, why do you want to read in the paper Jeff Houston cost Nolan Ryan his 6th no-hitter? Right. You don't want to read that. I mean, you want to make that play for you. And not only that, you don't want to walk in a locker room and face your other teammates when you had that slow roller hit right to you for a perfect game. All you had to do is field it and throw to first.
First and third with 2 outs. Tyler Colvin struck out his first time on a high fastball. Hannigan sets up inside, and that pitch too far inside.
Just wondering, Cincinnati, even though Tyler Colvin has swung the bat so much differently than he did when he was in Chicago, if Hannigan, who had caught Cincinnati for a couple of years, using the same approach on Tyler Colvin. They seem to be throwing a lot of fastballs in.
Latos is a big dude on the mound. He's 6'6" and about 240 pounds. Originally an 11th round pick.
That one turned out pretty good.
Yeah, grew up in Florida. Padres took him out of Broward Community College. That's a good block by Hannigan with the tying run at third here in the 3rd inning. Colvin pops it up, and an easy play for Zach Cozart. So the Rockies will leave 2 odd. The Reds have a 3-2 lead as we go to the 4th at Coors Field on a Sunday.
gang. In fact,
yeah, you do, don't they? That's part of the Goodman clan.
Yeah, they're all there. There's Gabe in the middle with the Rockies jersey on, celebrating with some buddies his 9th birthday a little while ago. And there's Zach holding up. What's that sign say?
I'm 21. I want a new car.
Yeah, something like that. Jacob, my wife, and all their buddies enjoying
the Rockies on a Sunday afternoon. Jonathan Sanchez will face Chris Heisey, Miguel Cairo, and Ryan Hannigan. And Heisey swings at the first pitch as he did in the 2nd inning. This time he fouls it off. He produced a triple with his first swing. Heisey's a guy that the Rockies were intrigued with this past offseason. A number of teams. George, you remember last year he had a big year. This year, the job was his to really lose in spring training. And he didn't have a great spring training. And he's hit okay this year when it comes to average given an opportunity. But the power number is way down.
Way down. 3 home runs, 20 RBIs, and you had other guys step forward and take the job away from you. That's called baseball. You can't rest on your laurels from a year ago.
Last year, Heisey, in 279 at bats, hit 18 home runs, drove in 50. And a strikeout of Heisey here in the 4th. 3rd strikeout for Sanchez. Cairo coming up. Let's answer the AT&T trivia question. Okay, since 1900, there have been 235 no-nos. How many of those would have been perfect if not for an error?
I'm going to say 35. How many are you going to say? You got the answer.
Well, only 7. And the reason we've asked this question is in 2009 when Sanchez no-hit the Padres, there was an error in that ball game by Juan Uribe, the former Rocky, that ultimately cost Sanchez an opportunity to be on a really select list. Guys who've thrown a perfect game. Jerry Royce on there, the big train Walter Johnson.
Yeah, Jerry Royster was a pretty good left-hander, pitched with the Cardinals, and then went on. Did you say Royce or Royce?
Jerry Royce. Jerry Royster was a position
the left-hander,
player.
right? The left-hander, Jerry Royce. He was a very good. Went on to pitch for the Dodgers for a while. Got into broadcast business actually. Still did a few ball games for them out in Los Angeles. But a left-hander that could handle both sides of the plate with a pretty good fastball and a good breaking ball. Yeah, that's a strike. He jerked it. Oh. Okay, timeout. I'll come back.
Now it's 3-2 on Miguel Cairo. .38-year-old Venezuelan Miguel Cairo originally signed in 1990 by the Dodgers.
Well, Dusty likes to have veteran bats late in games on the bench. Can have a little thunder, but they can also.
Cargo lays out and makes the catch.
Well, it's all about getting the read off of the bat, all about getting the break on the baseball. Cargo's one of the best at both of those in the outfield. That's why the Gold Gloves show up. Playing at Coors Field and you have a power hitter at the plate and they have big swings, you've really got to read the baseball immediately off the bat, or you can get fooled by a lot of swings.
Nice catch by Gonzalez. 2 outs. Ryan Hannigan at the plate.
Hannigan this year, .359 average against left-handers. Boy, that's just pretty to watch.
Another favorable count for the hitter, 3-1. Looking to save energy and money? Find out how the little changes add up at TogetherWeSave.com, your local Touchstone Energy cooperative, delivering reliable power, energy saving tools, and more. And the breaking ball's pulled to left. Cargo won't be able to catch this. He's going to have to field it off the wall. He fires it back in, and Flanagan saying, man, I thought that would be an easy double.
Better turn it up a notch when it goes to left here, folks.
I asked Carlos Gonzalez, George, a few years ago. I said, all right, you're a 5-tool guy. You do everything well. Which do you think is your best tool? And he didn't really hesitate. Now, this goes back a few years. I'll have to ask him again, perhaps, but he said my arm. So that would be number one.
That's the easiest one to show off. You know, he get after it out there on some plays in the outfield.
Now, subsequent to that, he won a batting title. He's hit 34 home runs. Latos lines out to Rutledge. And that little grab there saved a run. Sanchez and the Rockies trailing 3-2 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Advertise your business locally on the network's People Watch. Go to ComcastSpotlight.com for details. Cincinnati leading 3-2. The Rockies have just 3 hits against Matt Latos. And in the 4th inning, they'll have Ramon Hernandez, Jordan Pacheco, and DJ LeMahieu. Doing a little differently this Sunday. We're at the Mountain Ranch Club, high up in right center field. Great restaurant. I mean, honestly, some of the finest cuisine you'll find in lower downtown Denver. Make your reservations if you want to sit here during a ball game, and you can sit outside. And the great thing is you can watch the ball game, or if you want to check in on something else going on, you're watching the ball game live. You have another TV on as well. And the luxury of living where we do, George, the weather is always ideal.
Well, it's 91 degrees today. A little hot if you're out in the sun, down in the stand area. Sitting up, we're outside. I mean, we really are. We have a cover over the top of us. So what a comfortable place to watch the game. There are fans above you. They have light air conditioning running. I mean, this is very comfortable sitting up there. And yeah, you're on TV. Wait. Turn around, wait. Turn around, wait.
There you go. And there's about 5 levels here to the Mountain Ranch Club. It is a real unique place. Ramon Hernandez struck out his first time. And he gets a hard slider down.
Yeah, on hard sliders, they went right back to it again.
Uh-oh, George.
Uh-oh.
More good food coming our way. How are you going to deal with this? You got broccoli, you got all kinds of vegetables.
You going to watch me? You can watch.
That salmon dip? Wow, that looks good. Thank you very much.
So if I stick my finger in all of this, you're probably not going to eat any, are you?
You know, I'll be tempted still, but please don't.
That's pretty good.
Woo. Try a little broccoli, George.
Not on that. Put it in that. Try this one. That's good.
Good.
Well, I know occasionally I get emails from fans saying, Fraser, all you do is eat.
And?
You just eat all the time.
And?
I don't eat all the time. But when they bring you good food, you don't say, I don't want it, send it back. Right?
You're a good eater.
Well, I'm a great eater. I'm not good, I'm great.
I'm not going to argue with you. Ramon Hernandez will step out on Latos.
This is right up Dougie's alley. Doug likes this stuff.
Doug's a big character.
I mentioned Doug, and but you know, here he comes.
Under the guise that he had to do something over here.
Well,
First time he's visited us in like 4 innings. Line
Nice
shot. Nice glove work by Todd Frazier.
Well, he's trying to get through this ball game. Latos has had a couple of rough innings, and it looked like it was getting started off with a double. Then Frazier, very tall, about 6'2", 6'3", was able to get off the ground. You'll see it on the Mike Shaw Subaru Super Bowl. Be able to get up and make the play.
A lot of sliders from Latos, and you understand why. It's been a difficult pitch to handle for the Rockies. Josh Rutledge hit one up the middle against it. Pacheco hit a ground ball to third his first time.
Not a lot of turning in the pitch, though. It's a lot like Steve Carlton's slider. It's more of a turn of the hand in and then getting on top of the baseball. So it becomes a cut fastball. So there's not a lot of pressure to the elbow. And then when you get the extension way out front, that's when you get the downward plane on the baseball.
Corey Blazer didn't bite on that. It's 2-1. Look at this catch by Todd Frazier. It helps to be 6'3" and a snow cone. And you can tell by that glove, George, he uses, that look like at least 11 3/4.
It's a longer glove. Like most shortstop third basemen, they'll use a little bigger glove in those two positions.
Changeup, good pitch. A splitter, you think?
Yeah, he throws split change. It's a fastball, slider, split change, but it's thrown with such velocity and late movement and reaction on the baseball. Wants him to bury this pitch down low and out of the zone. Try to get it to Chase. It was a little bit elevated, but a ground ball to Kozart. This one's on line.
Two-gone DJ LeMahieu will come up as we look at our fun fact brought to you by All Copy Products. The Red Stockings were the first pro team in 1869. They won 70 straight before their first loss, but the first year in the National League, Cincinnati finished 9-54. After 4 seasons, Cincinnati kicked out of the NL for playing on Sundays and selling beer during games. I'll tell you what.
Well, they for years would not allow you to wear anything but stirrups in their organization, and not anything with colored shoes. In other words, you see with the red, the white, different shoes going on. With the Reds, they had to wear black cleats. That was a part of their deal. I mean, growing up, no mustaches. And finally started to change a little bit, relax that.
Mayhew lines this ball to right center field. Well struck, but it's chased down by Jay Bruce. A 1-2-3 4th inning for Matt Latos. 3-2 Reds.
Coors Light Freeze Jam. Nice catch by Carlos Gonzalez. And one more time. Coors Light Freeze Jam. Brought to you by the Frost Fruit Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Well, he's not up at the Mountain Ranch Club, but he's plenty happy.
I'm saying he goes to sleep about 3 this morning.
He's a state champ. Do you see his hat?
Yep.
State champ, also cotton candy eater. Oh, and 1's the count on Zach Cozart here in the 5th inning. 3-2 Cincinnati. You know, we haven't seen one of those 70-game win streaks in a while, George, that the Reds put together in 1869. Though the Reds may be on their way. They've won 9 straight.
Well, I'm going to tell you a funny story. The other day, Marty Brenneman, going to be a base hit up the middle. Marty Brenneman gets on, and you may have already told us in the last couple of days with his bet.
No, but I know what story you're going to tell.
Yeah, it's great. It's
I
a great
told
story.
Marty that you know, you're making a lot of people. I'll let you finish the story, but when you finish it, you'll understand. You're making a lot of people torn here in Colorado.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah. Well, Marty made a bet. He got on a plane the other day and they're getting ready to leave, and he just made the comment. Now you got to understand, Marty's hair would not move in a hurricane. He's the guy on the left. Would not move in a hurricane. Matter of fact, we used to call him Helmet Head because his hair was really big and he had a lot of hair. So anyway, he tells Chris Spire, he said, you guys never win 10 in a row.
They had won about 4 in a row.
Yeah, he goes, you'll never win 10 in a row. He says, why? He said, not this team. And Marty's always been a guy to speak his piece anyway, right? He's never been one to back off. So they said, well, what are you going to do if we do win 10 in a row? And he said, I'll shave my head. So Marty told me this morning he's got a TV commercial to do when he gets back in town on Monday and Tuesday. And there's a pretty good chance Wednesday Marty's going to be bald-headed. And the first one in line, he said, was the one I ripped the most early on.
Left field and deep. And that's gone. 2-run home run, Drew Stubbs. Second straight ball game, Stubbs has gone deep. And Marty maybe kissing his hair goodbye if this continues. It's now 5-2 Cincinnati. Third RBI, second and third RBI on the afternoon for Drew Stubbs.
Fastball elevated. It's just up out over the plate. 78th pitch thrown by Jonathan Sanchez. And it gets out of the yard down that left field line. All Cargo could do was jog and watch.
So who's lined up first as Brandon Phillips takes ball 1?
Homer Bailey's, you know, he said, for all the years you ripped me when I didn't live up to being the #1 pick and winning all these games. And by the way, Homer Bailey has found his stride. He's very good right now. Marty even told him, man, you're throwing the ball good. He goes, yeah, but I'm first in line with the Clippers. So Homer Bailey, who sits at 9-6 right now with a 3.50 ERA and second on the team in innings pitched. I said, Marty, I'm going to give you a little warning. Let him use the #1 to shave your head, but don't let him take the razors and the shaving cream. You're not going to like that when you're done with it.
Big swing and a miss, 2-1.
Carlos Torres, the right-hander, getting loose down in the bullpen. He's done a very nice job as one of the piggyback or long guys out of the bullpen for this Rockies club. And right now, with the off day tomorrow and the off day Thursday, you're basically working a 5-man rotation. So pitch count was not a factor really for Sanchez, more of a performance factor. Right now, he trails 5-2.
Phillips lifts one to center field. Fowler makes the catch, and that's the first out in the 5th inning.
Phillips looked like he got a cramp in his calf. Running up the line, he's going to jog off with it. Listen, this not the ball he hit, but the one he missed. He kind of twisted everything around a little bit. Last night he took a swing and fell down in the
box, and the Rockies were able to turn a double play.
Jay Bruce swinging, and he lifts this thing into the second deck in right center field.
Previous at bat, he flew out against the auxiliary scoreboard on a hanging breaking ball. This time Dusty Baker's up off his chair. He wanted to see the flight of that and how far it went. Well, it went into the second deck about 8 rows.
That's number 20 for Bruce, his first hit in the series. Second home run of the afternoon for the Reds. It's 6-2.
Fastball, inner half of the plate and down. He's just one of those guys that left-handers do not intimidate the fact of what kind of swing he's going to put on a baseball. A missed location. As far as Sanchez was concerned, Jim Tracy will make a double switch.
How about this for Jay Bruce as Tracy comes out? 5 straight years with at least 20 home runs. And Bruce is just 25 years of age. He has the most home runs, 120, of any player in the big leagues under 26. So Jonathan Sanchez did not pitch very well down in Arizona. His second start with the Rockies, not so good either. Colorado Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Ford Fusion. Quality you want, economy you deserve. Ford Fusion, go further. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by King Soopers, more value for the way you live. More shots from the Mountain Ranch Club, where we're situated today. They're kind enough to host us and feed us exceptionally well. That's Tommy Field in the ballgame for DJ LeMahieu in the double switch. Curveball from Carlos Torres, and he misses to Todd Frazier, ball 1. But Carlos Torres and the work he's done.
I thought he's been outstanding. I mean, he came up, he's held opponents next to nothing. It's been cutter slider. He'll run the ball up to 93. He's had a couple of opportunities with other teams, and he's really taken advantage of this opportunity with the Rockies. Heads up. I'm not laughing that the bat went to third base, but my partner Dagna almost broke his nose ducking underneath the table up there. He thought it was coming at him.
You know what? I glanced down for 1 second. You said heads up. I ducked naturally.
Oh, that was beautiful.
You got me back because I got you the other day.
Yeah, I did. I got you pretty good. As soon as the bat left, that's why I yelled heads up, folks, and my partner ducked, and it should have been Pacheco ducking. Remember that Todd Frazier, same type of swing, hit a ball out of the ballpark in Cincinnati.
That's the most amazing thing I've ever
Yeah.
seen. We've seen,
Look at the bat.
guys break a bat, George,
Sure,
and
I
the ball
have too.
goes
Oh,
out.
yeah.
But I've never seen a guy literally throw the bat at the baseball and it go out. Strike 3 on the inside corner. Torres punches out Frazier. I kind of like how it sounded. Torres punches out Frazier.
You liked that, didn't you?
Down goes Frazier.
Sounded good, didn't it? Well, here's the swing at Cincinnati. He hit the ball out of the ballpark on. Hands are going to come. Look at that top hand already started to release. And it went out of the park. Come on.
You know what? I'm just glad, George, that didn't happen at Coors Field. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Well, their ballpark pretty hitter-friendly
It
too,
is,
but it's not Coors
reputation,
Field.
right?
Exactly. Now the opposition now hitting just 104. Excuse me, 102 against Torres.
Torres with a lot of life on that fastball. Chris Heisey is in a ditch, 0-2. Looking at Dougie, looks like he's gained 5 pounds since the afternoon began, George.
He's wearing out the carrots, I can tell you that.
Look out, George.
I'm not ducking on that one. If they hit one up here, they can hit me. I'm telling you right, they can have me.
We've seen some balls come up here.
But they were down there, not up where we are. Plus, seems like I got 30 monitors in front of me protecting me.
It's because you do.
Plus, I have the sure hands of you, so I don't worry about it.
Good thing you have the monitors.
You know, still trying to get that calf loosened up into the dugout. This is a gamer, folks. This is a guy that's not going to say a little tweak. It's a Sunday day game. We got a 4-run lead. Unless he can just not play at all, he'll be in. A helpless swing and another strikeout by Torres.
That's the end of the inning. That's 3 outs.
You don't get any
I've
more.
never seen this. Nobody's moved on the field.
Oh my gosh! You know what? That's embarrassing as a manager.
Moved. That's 3 outs.
Corey Blair's looking around at everybody like, "What are y'all doing? Y'all tricking me? Why are you tricking me?"
I've seen where
I'm the umpire.
We've all seen where a guy or two forgets. 9 guys were still out there.
As we head to the bottom of the 5th, the Reds have given their starting pitcher Matt Latos today some nice run support to work with, but his teammate Ryan Ludwig not in the lineup today. Knows a lot about Latos and his growth. He was teammates with him in San Diego and now teammates with him in Cincinnati.
Matty's done a good job over here. Started off a little rough for him early this season, but I think he was just, getting used to being in a new place. He'd been with San Diego his entire career, and anytime you come to a new team or organization, it's an adjustment.
Well, since his month of April where Latos is really up and down, he's gone 7-1 ever since. And I think there is something to switching organizations, especially after growing up in one. Ludwig would know that more than anybody. In the last 3 seasons, he's played for 4 different teams, being traded from the Cardinals at trade deadline in 2010 to San Diego, then traded again in 2011 to the Pirates, and now he's trying to make his home in Cincinnati. Speaking of trade deadline, that's right around the corner. It does make a lot of baseball players nervous, and their families uncertain. It's one of those times where you're kind of checking the rumors, trying not to check the rumors. Just a couple more days on the countdown of that. But I'll have you speak to that, George, a little bit. What is this time like for guys?
That's crazy. You know, you can be really happy, Jenny, or you can be really sad. I went from Cleveland at 27.5 out to first place Chicago Cubs in June in 1984. That was a fun time. The other trades happened during the offseason when you don't expect them. I did expect getting traded from Cleveland. I think you're sad to leave friends, but you're also very happy and excited to have the opportunity to go to a club and have a chance to put a World Series ring on, because that's why, honestly, you play the game.
One out, Dexter with a 1-0 count. Walk and a comebacker for Dexter. That's a good pitch. The Reds started July slowly, but they're now 17-6. Well, George, I guess Brandon Phillips couldn't get that thing loosened up because Wilson Valdez is now in the ball game at second base.
Well, smart move. You're sitting here and stay tight, couldn't get out of here. A lot of times when you're in altitude, you know, that's when a lot of cramps come if you don't pound that water when you're only here for 3 or 4 days. Dusty doing the right thing. Take a break, go sit down.
Listen, they're rolling right now. They've won 9 straight. They're short Joey Votto, and he's going to be out for another 10 days, it figures, at least. They can't be without Brandon Phillips also for an extended period. So
No.
Dusty gets him off the field. Here's a 3-1. Dex turns and drives one to right field. And the catch will be made by Jay Bruce. 2 outs. Josh Rutledge will come up. He has had a perfect afternoon. A 2-run home run and a single. A reminder, join in on the conversation. Toyota Talk. Text Toyota at 720-720. And if you text in, you'll have an opportunity to win a 1-year family membership to the Denver Zoo. This kid has seen a fastball and he hit it out. Latos in his next at bat started him with a breaking ball and he lined that to center field. What'll happen here?
Buzz the tower.
I figured he may rub him off the plate. He came in with a little extra juice at 96.
Just letting him know that it's not as easy as what you think it is here.
Major League shortstops in the month of July. Rutledge, he's on that list now. He's leading everybody. 393 average. That old man in New York, George, for the pinstripe, still hitting well. He's hitting 333.
Playing pretty well, isn't he? They've had some injuries up there. They've made some acquisitions. Suzuki, one of them.
Good eye by Rutledge. Today's CenturyLink high-speed pitch. Fast speed and a low monthly price. Visit CenturyLink.com. 96 Latos, 91 Sanchez. Word from the Reds clubhouse. Cramps in the left calf. So you were on that, George. 2-2. They go slider or fastball in. They go fastball in. He's got quick hands. This is rolled to Frazier, and Rutledge with that good speed makes it a close play. 1-2-3, 5th inning. That's 7 in a row set down by Matt Latos. 6-2 Reds.
ball game. The Rockies trying to avoid their 5th straight home loss. Get a green pack today. It's only $24 for 2 great seats, with $5 going towards the Green Fund, which plants trees in the Denver area. Join us on Tuesday for the next green game when the Cardinals are in town. Visit ColoradoRockies.com/green for more information. Jonathan Sanchez, 4 1/3, gave up 6 runs on 8 hits. He walked 2, struck out 3. And Carlos Torres punched out the last 2 hitters he faced.
They did a nice job coming into the ball game, striking out Frazier and Heisey. Both guys looked totally fooled on the pitches.
Cairo, Hannigan, and Latos. Boy, some real defensive swings against Torres, as if those are swings, George, as if they're not picking up the baseball.
They don't see it well because he really keeps the ball on his body line, and then right at the last second, here comes the baseball. Tremendous finish on the baseball. So that's a good, very good curveball at 77.
So I love seeing that. And Latos is throwing some great breaking balls. The reason being, when folks say, "Oh, you can't throw a breaking ball at Coors Field," I know you talked about this on the post game a lot last night.
You can throw a curveball in Coors Field. You can throw one if you throw it properly and don't try to overthrow the baseball. I think that's the key, is keeping your hands and fingers on top of the baseball.
Ground ball for how's the food up in the Mountain Ranch Club? I plan to upgrade the next time we're at the park. You will do well. Here's a look at that. You come in and a whole bunch of folks waiting to see. They're having fun. Greet you. It's a great place to watch the game, great place to dine. The Mountain Ranch Club.
Cracked me up the other day. Giambi says, "How do you not weigh 500 pounds?" He said, "Every time I turn around, you're eating something. Ice cream, dinner, sandwich." I'm a growing boy. I'm still trying to. I've grown up. Now I'm trying to grow out.
How you doing?
Good. I've really got done well lately. Probably too good. What a beautiful setting, though. I mean, you just see what's really neat for me, too, is all the pictures of the history around here and excitement. I mean, I'm looking at the All-Star year of Bichette, Castilla, and Walker up on the wall, the pictures of Todd. I mean, it's just absolutely wonderful.
I'll tell you what, there's that strike 3, another strikeout. That's 3 in a row that's coming out of the pen for Torres as Cairo's gone. There's a shot right behind us, actually right behind where Doug is sitting, of it's a dugout shot of Tulowitzki, Helt, and Cargo sharing a moment on the bench, and it's just it's a great photo. We'll get a shot of it here in a second.
They're all on the loose. We've got camera guys running around there. There's a camera fight over the shot. They want food.
You notice Jenny's made her way up here, huh? She hasn't come to see us all year. Not once. Not one time.
Jenny always comes to see me.
That is actually a false comment, Drew.
Oh, but listen.
I came the last time you guys had food over there.
Oh, that's right. Excuse me. You did. You came.
Thank you.
Yeah,
okay.
I stand corrected.
Let's speak truth. Come
when
on.
we were up at the Camarena Loft.
Yes.
Yes.
Where there's food, I will come.
Other than that, we have not seen you in our presence, in our midst.
That's not true. I also brought fruit kebabs up there. Oh, but you weren't here. My fault.
Yeah. Now I get it.
What were they called? Fruit kebabs?
Fruit kebabs.
They had a lot of berry kebabs. Sorry, berry kebabs.
The berry kebab. We've had those before
those
when we were up there.
Delicious. I know. I brought them to Jerry Schimmel. I'm so sorry. He was filling in for you.
1 and 2. Jenny's been up here for like 5 innings. It's unbelievable.
Jenny, here it comes again. Come on over. I got it. There you go. See, you got
Finally.
here. Yeah, exactly.
This ball well hit left
That's
center
it.
field, and this one's going to be a double for Ryan Hannigan. That's his second double of the day.
Now Matt Latos. What are they?
What are
is
those,
that?
Jenny?
What is that?
I think like mozzarella sticks. Dougie is
I
right.
don't know what
It's
it is,
delicious.
A doesn't know what they are.
And
I
here
don't
comes
know
Crash.
what
B
it
doesn't
is, but it's
care,
delicious.
but they're good.
Here,
That's
you want some
Crash.
sauce? Let me
That's
get you some
Crash.
sauce.
That's Crash.
And Crash says
It's a short.
they're
Rutledge
delicious.
has it, and Latos retired.
Well, and hopefully Torres can work out of this inning after the double with 1 out. He has 3 strikeouts. He's faced 6 batters. He's going to have to face a guy that's been pretty hot today, and Kozark, who's hit a triple and a single. He scored 2 runs.
There's news again on Houston Street signing a 2-year, $14 million extension to stay with the Padres. Padres have been busy, George, keeping some of their own, because Street had been rumored to be, anytime a team's not doing well and they're a mid-market or a lower payroll team, anybody that's going to be a free agent that has value, the rumor mill starts. Carlos Quentin last week signed up to stay long-term with San Diego.
Well, you're starting to see main pieces. The club's going to be sold to the O'Malley family, waiting to get the formalities done. A baseball family, and it's going to be ran like a baseball family. Kozart this year, 167 with runners in scoring position. A great chance. Torres ahead, 0-2. Trying to get this final out.
You two get paid to have fun and watch a ball game. You're right.
Yes,
Best
I do.
job in the world.
I got the greatest job in the world, and I'm not going to tell anybody differently either. It is. I've been doing this a long time. Even when I sat in the bullpen, I thought I had a great job.
We had a question about why Junior, there's a slider down low, he isn't getting playing time at second. He takes ground balls every day. Junior's one of the hardest working guys you'll see. He is in a role as a mid-inning pinch hitter or a pinch runner. His time when he does get starts has been in center field, giving Dexter a day off here and there. But the Rockies have depth at second base. Cargo will retreat, and he'll gather it in, and that ends the inning. The Rockies saw Ryan Hannigan double with 1 out. Carlos Torres again doing his job. 6-2, we're at the back. By Comcast. Advertise your business locally on the networks people watch. We can help grow your business. Go to ComcastSpotlight.com for details. By the Hyundai Fuel Efficiency Drive Sales Event and your Colorado Hyundai dealers. And by Ram Trucks. Get a great deal on a new Ram truck at the Ram Summer Clearance Event going on right now. Inside the Mountain Ranch Club, Drew Goodman, George Frazier, and Jenny Cavnar. We kicked Frazier out. Jenny's now going to do a little analyst work. How you doing, Jenny?
You good? You having fun up here?
I am. I'm watching a ball game. I'd like to see the Rockies score a few more runs and improve in run prevention.
That would be nice. What is this? I would like to know.
That's my favorite drink. That's orange juice and cranberry juice mixed together. What do you think?
Just want to make sure we're having honest drinks up here. It's a good one.
You know.
It's orange juice and cranberry juice. It's good.
Sans anything else.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Carlos.
It looks like a lovely virgin drink that you're having.
Absolutely. Now, I can't speak for everybody else around me.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. Just check it.
Yeah. I've seen some Bloody Marys, I believe, that were not virgin Bloody Marys. Cargo takes outside 1-1. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. He has hit 27 consecutive home games. Matt Latos facing him here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Latos has done a good job working in on most of the Rockies hitters this afternoon. Cargo hitting .392 at home. 13 home runs, 48 driven in. And this ball is ripped. And that little hitting streak will go to 28 games. Gonzalez on his way to second, and he's in there with a double. Good relay from Bruce to Valdez on to Cozart.
Now a 28-game hit streak for Carlos Gonzalez at home, which is impressive.
You got to come on, analyze the swing, Jenny. Where are you going?
It's nice. It looked like he stayed pretty even through his hips. He got right out on the ball. What else you got for me, Frazier?
Good extension.
Thank you. Good extension. Yep, right there. Absolutely.
Jenny, that's outstanding. Let's just stay here and don't. And
you want Frazier?
Frazier's eating something. What did you do, George?
I had to go to the bathroom.
Oh.
It's okay. You're allowed to do that.
Exactly.
Michael Kadire at the plate.
You know, here though is where, when I was talking about Matt Latos, this is the opportunity that you have, the Colorado Rockies. His maturity issues, I would say, they've become better. But this is still a point where if he gets some base runners late in the game, he can get in trouble sometimes.
Well, you spent time with Latos. This is lined in our direction, covering the San Diego Padres the last 5 years when Latos came up. This is a guy that's had a lot of success already. There had been concern in San Diego that, as you alluded to, the maturity level needed to accelerate that process a little bit. Really talented kid, though. Oh,
so talented. And I think that's the problem, is you looked, the way he came up, the success he had early, but you give a really young kid a lot of success when he also hasn't maybe had a lot of that money before and a lot of that press coming at him. And sometimes it's hard to learn that you can't always be as honest as you want to be. And he's just an honest guy. And that became part of his problem, you know, when talking to the media. He said some things that got him in trouble, not only with himself and his teammates, but with other teams, as we mentioned with the San Francisco Giants back and forth there. And when you're so successful like that as a pitcher, you don't ever want the words that you say to distract your performance on the field. And I think he just got caught back and forth with that. And he's done a much better job in Cincinnati. And I've even noticed in just little conversations I've had with him, you can tell that now his years in the league and now being on two different teams, having some different teammates, have given him a new perspective.
Well, Frazier's got to teach him how to lie to the media.
Yeah, you just say, I don't speak English, and you walk off.
Is that what
get my interpreter.
No hablo inglés, senor.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't speak right now. Well, you know, one thing about it, that's a maturity process, too, of the way he handles the media now and what he does with the media, because so many guys just hide in the locker room. They hide back in a trainer's room after a ball game. They don't want to face the media when they have bad outings. And I think that's something. Plus, I think, too, being on a winning team's helped too, Jenny. I mean, he's feeling out, you know, doesn't have to be the main guy. Did you just see what happened right there? Did you all take notice of this? I don't know if you watched. Mike, can you replay this real quick for me? Watch the catcher Hannigan, what he does to Corey Blazer behind the plate after this next pitch. Maybe we can get back to it. He reaches over and grabs the umpire's leg. I'm coming in. We're moving inside, so get your leg back for me. We'll show it here in just a second. So there's a lot of communication going on with what happens. Here, I'm going to show it to you real quick. See, watch what he does here. He's going to lean over. He's going to give the sign, hey, I'm coming inside. Get back and give me room to move in.
You know, George, I've watched him, and he's done that a number of times today, because I guess the way Corey sets up, the right leg comes in front of the left leg.
Well, you notice too, a lot of umpires too will put their hand on the back of a catcher. Some catchers like it, some catchers don't. Some catchers feel it makes their get pushed forward. They don't like a hand on the back. Sometimes umpires will just kind of put a hand on the side to let them know where they are, and then take the hand off.
Two 2-0 count on Colvin. Leadoff double by Gonzalez. 1 out. 6-2 Cincinnati in the 6th. High ball 2.
I thought Jenny did
Ball
pretty
3.
good over here.
You
would
great.
think her dad was a baseball coach or something.
Her dad was quite a baseball
Yes,
coach. He
still
still
is.
He keeps retiring, then he comes back again. He stays retired for like a week.
That's just
He
what he
misses
does.
it. He misses it.
This is the first summer he has not coached baseball, I think, in 35 years. My entire parents' marriage. I was like, Mom, are you getting sick of him yet? And she said, no, we have lots of projects at our new house. She's enjoying that help at home.
3-1. Steve Kavnar, a tremendous high school record in the state. A couple state titles, Smoky Hill, Regis. Did he leave the Regis program in good hands, George?
Yes, he did. Walt Weiss, you better believe it. And Walt brought a couple of kids with him that were pretty good too.
Yeah, one being his son, Brody. 3-1 on Matt Latos to Colvin, and that's ball 4. That's the first walk since Dexter Fowler walked in the first inning that Latos is allowed.
Or what are you ordering, Goodman? Come on, stop it.
I don't know, but
Jenny, come on.
I can't wait to see.
Oh, that's a big pile.
Well, you said you wanted to order the left side of the menu. I think we've done that. What do we have here?
Oh my
goodness.
gosh, are you serious?
George, see these? Those are sweet potatoes. No, they're not. They're chicken wings.
Oh, done.
Are there sweet potatoes in here too?
Flip me over. Flip me
What
over.
are those? What are those? Oh, pretzel bites, hush puppies. Oh, that's what they had earlier. Chicken fingers, George.
And there's French fries in the bottom.
Hey, you guys have a
Kidding
game
me?
to pay attention to.
Come on,
Excuse me.
get over here, Nate.
Pretzel bites. Ew.
Wow, that looks pretty good. What do you think, Jenny? Good?
Pretty good. I'm
Yeah,
gonna give it an
pretty
A+.
good.
An A+. 2 on for Hernandez, who's 0 for 2.
Has some power in his bat. If he can get a fastball middle half in, I think personally they'll stay away from him. Try to get him to get a ball on the ground.
You watch Hannigan, George. You were talking about having him, move the umpire. Just watch his setup, man. He works. I mean, he is, and you better be as a catcher. He is into every pitch.
Well, he is. And again, this is a guy that's caught 2 nights in a row. He's sitting back there again. He's an everyday guy. Really goes over the scouting reports with Brian Price, but more importantly, he figures out what's working on that given day for his starting pitcher. He's not looking down. I mean, he's looking a little bit at his pitcher, but his pitchers trust them so much. You haven't seen them. Well, I mean, it's a hanger and it's 88, but it's nasty.
Ramon Hernandez is gone, and that's the 5th strikeout for Matt Latos.
Look how he received that baseball. So clean with what he did on the baseball.
Well, again, he missed location, Latos did, but Hannigan quiet with the hands. This is a team deal, and catchers will tell you that.
Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. See how they watch it in? He closed right. Look at him right there looking at this pitch all the way in. His eyes are wide open. Still don't know how catchers do that, particularly blocking a ball and a guy swinging, and they're 9 out of 10 times those eyes stay open. They work on a drill doing that.
Pacheco to deep short, and a nice play by Cozart, the flip to Valdez, and that threat is put down. A double by Gonzalez, a walk to Colvin. Meeting time, 6-2 Reds.
Let's look back with the Reds leading 6-2. Rockies got off to the great start. Josh Rutledge, a 2-run home run. And the Rockies had a short-lived 2-1 lead. In the 5th inning, Drew Stubbs hitting another home run. He hit one yesterday. He's had a 3 RBI day. And then Jay Bruce will be the final man that Jonathan Sanchez was allowed to pitch to. He hit one in the 2nd deck, his 20th of the year. And you're up to date. 6-2 Cincinnati. All of that brought to you by Cooney Lexus, where luxury has an address.
Is that Alana Rizzo?
Yeah,
Oh, no, that's her sister.
That's Mrs. Rizzo and Alana's sister. Alana doing great work at the MLB Network. In fact, she was on Quick Pitch last night. Alana, if you're looking in while you prepare for another work day, we all miss you out here. Cincinnati will have Stubbs, Valdez, and Bruce here in the 7th inning against Carlos Torres. On the ground to short, Josh Rutledge. Boy, you know what, man? That dude can really run. That's a routine ground ball to short, and it's bang bang at first.
Well, one thing about it, when he hits a ball to you, don't sit around and think with the double pump, I'm going to show my arm off, because if you do, he's going to get you. You got to get a hold of the baseball and fly and put it on the money. That was close. By a half a step. Boy, that's something.
Wilson Valdez's first at bat. Veteran backup middle infielder. For well-traveled managers, for guys that have been around, they always seem to have a guy they really like to be the 24th, 25th guy in the roster. Of course, Dusty's been around a long time. And I'll give you an example of a guy Jim Tracy adored, Alex Cora. And Cora did start some games for Jim, but there's always that guy that there's a comfort level defensively with. There's a comfort level that he's going to give you a good at bat if you call on him late in the game. He's never going to be trouble in the clubhouse.
Well,
and Valdez has been that guy for Dusty.
That's the #1 key. Not trouble in the clubhouse. Accept your role of what you're doing. It's like a lot of guys that are backup catchers. You know, they have a hot streak and all of a sudden they want to be the guy. And then they end up not being the guy. And then they cause problems in your locker room for you and create problems as a manager. It's like Dusty, you know, it's like Whitey Herzog used to say that the 9 to start like you because you're starting them every day, getting them on a field. And then there's about 11 of them that don't know, and then there's 5 that can't stand you. Well, you don't want those 5 affecting your other guys. You don't want one guy to blow up one guy. I think that's, you know, blow up the rest of your ball club, become a cancer on your team. So when a manager like Dusty, Jim Tracy, can find a guy that buys into what they're trying to do, oh man, it makes their life a lot easier.
2 outs. Jay Bruce, curveball misses.
He just missed hitting a home run when he hit that deep fly ball to right field. Back in the 3rd inning after he'd walked in the 1st, and then he finally connected on a home run on Sanchez into the 2nd deck. That's when Jim Tracy made the switch to Torres, and Torres has handled their lineup very efficiently.
2-0 on Bruce. Fouls back that curveball. Good spot with that fastball.
Well, and with some velocity behind it. I mean, he's been 90-93 with movement in the bottom half of the strike zone. And if you do that, when we show you that 4th strike zone, those lower blocks, when you see those numbers starting to fill up down there, that's where you get excited. Gets the punch out here. Corey Blazers, who gives the outside half of the plate.
That's 5 strikeouts for Carlos Torres since he came into the ball game. He's allowed 1 base runner, the 1-out double to Hannigan last inning. Stretch time at Coors Field. The Rockies trailing 6-2. And as we like to do on Sunday afternoon, we stick around for a rendition of God Bless America. Enjoy, everybody.
Please direct your attention to the field for a special recognition. Joining us today as invited guests of the Colorado Rockies are Senior Airman Ashley Romero with her husband Mario, Senior Airman Danielle Keister with her husband Senior Airman Michael Keister, and Airman First Class Matthew Rostad. All of these airmen serve for the United States Air Force, have been deployed during Operation Enduring Freedom, and are stationed at Buckley Air Force Base. Fans give a warm Coors Field heroes welcome to these brave men and women. Thank you for your sacrifice and service to our great nation. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as we honor our great country by the performance of God Bless America. Performing God Bless America today, representing the United States Air Force Academy Band, is Senior Master Sergeant Steve Kinderman. Please welcome Senior Master Sergeant Kinderman and join him by singing along to God Bless America.
As we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Wells Fargo customers, get your 2-for-1 Rockies tickets today by going to wellsfargo.com/Rockies. Wells Fargo Bank, member FDIC. Eric Young Jr. will pinch hit in the 8th spot in the lineup. This is where the pitcher was located. Lato's still out there. Tommy Field, Dexter Fowler to follow.
Been a really nice day today. A little overcast skies. First time the sun has really popped out in full force here. Boy, how about the job for Carlos Torres in this ball game? He entered the game after Sanchez had given up 3 runs in the 5th, nobody on, 2 strikeouts. He goes out into the 6th, strikeout double, ground out, fly ball. And then in the 7th, ground ball, strikeout, strikeout. Outstanding job by Carlos Torres.
Again, Leake's hitting below 100 against him. Torres with 5 strikeouts, George, of the 8 outs he recorded. And again, the only guy to reach was Hannigan, who doubled with 1 out in the 6th inning.
Jim hoping to get a little spark here with EY and allow him to get on base. Behind in the count 0-2. Not going to be easy against this guy. Let's see what they go with. It's a slider on that back foot. A hard slider in the dirt. Right where Hannigan wanted it. I mean, Hannigan's getting out. You know, you throw a pitch in the dirt, and a lot of times feel like you made a bad pitch. As you see the career numbers for EY against Matt Latos, 2 for 7.
He's in the mid-90s in terms of pitchers, if you're wondering. This will be number 95, and he strikes out EY. That's his 6th strikeout. Now to bring up Tommy Field.
Latos with 8 ground ball outs, 5 flyouts, and now 6 strikeouts in the ball game. Still throwing 95 here. He's setting the bottom of the 7th.
Tommy grounded to short his first time up. Last year in 16 games hit .271 with the Rockies. Did a solid job defensively also.
This year, because of the injuries here and the movement at AAA, he has had to play second, short, and third at times. Mostly in the middle of the infield, though, and that's his specialty, the middle of the infield, second, short.
And strike 3. Back-to-back punch outs to begin the 7th inning, and Dexter Fowler, who is 0 for 2 and a walk, will take his turn.
Well, hitting the road, subscribe to MLB TV to see your every Rockies out of market game online and on your favorite devices in HD quality when you're not at home. We're patting the ground. I tell you what, Hannigan is working this game, man. He is patting grounds. He's asking for balls down. He's not getting it. I mean, it's a strike, but it's up. But he has really worked this well. Sign given, patting. Let's look down. Look how low he gets to the ground to ask for it. Now, the pitch wasn't there. And he got the strike call. It was nasty. But sometimes when you overemphasize that low to the ground, where his glove's only about an inch off of the ground, you'll hit the spot you want knee high.
One to Dex. The Reds come up with anything, George, under Walt Jocketty here in the last 24 hours before the trade deadline?
It'll be interesting. Walt's here with all the tops out on the road for him. They've all had meetings. Jerry Walker, one of his top assistants, he brought with him over from St. Louis. Huddled here in Denver, looking and trying to make decisions on the right thing to do.
To left, long run, and the catch made by Heisey. 1-2-3 inning again for Matt Latos. He has been very good since that first inning. 6-2. Cell Energy high efficiency inning. Carlos Torres, last inning. Got Drew Stubbs to ground to short. Next man up was Wilson Valdez. And he went down. Jay Bruce caught looking. Learn about energy efficiency and how to save money in your home by visiting responsiblebynature.com. 29,430 in the ballpark this afternoon. Crowd of more than 42,000 yesterday.
I tell you what, I've had a pretty good week, partner. I've had a lot of fun. You look at Mike Ekstrom, what he's done in the last week, 68 total pitches. Coming in, veteran, pretty good slider, has a decent fastball. You know, go up to Cheyenne to the Frontier Days, the daddy of them all up there, watched the rodeo in the chutes, did the pre and post game show up there with the governor, Tracy Ringlesby. It was a lot of fun. Joel Platt showed up, first time he'd had on a cowboy shirt and a cowboy hat. I was kind of surprised by the way he fashioned everything out there. Had a good time, and then after the ball game, did the post game, and then headed on down here to watch some Rockies baseball. Goodman.
What? Chris Heiser.
You're killing me.
Oh, what do we have here?
Stop.
Wait, this is
not even. Stop
they
it.
Had to bring two. Oh my goodness!
Now,
you can't have anything.
No,
get out of there. You don't like chocolate.
You watch me. I'll let you know how much I like it.
Wow. Oh my
Oh, we get those too?
That's not fair. Thank you.
This is pretty good. See y'all later. Bye-bye.
Where's Jenny to do a little play-by-play?
To do a little play-by-play or to play-by-play you eating dessert? Which one?
Whatever.
Goodman sticks his spoon in the chocolate lava cake. Looks very moist. And the result?
Holy
touchdown.
Cow.
Excellent.
Home run.
That's not
home
fair.
run with
Dougie, come on, get one of these berry things.
They ain't got ice cream on the microphone.
I'll give Dougie one. I'm good at delivering the berry kebabs.
Heisey hits it down the left field line, and this will be a double for Chris Heisey. Triple earlier in the ball game. Heisey is 2 for 4.
Fastball, they wanted away. You could see the huge amount of run on the ball. It ran right back to the middle. And that allowed Heisey to put the good part of the bat on there, and it just crushed it. Doug, are you like mesmerized? You're looking at this thing, and he's like, you eat it.
See, you know, I
speaking of crushing, when you look at this plate, take a good look. You won't see it for long.
Exactly, and I'm not waiting for the commercial this time because Frazier will lead it off.
I will. Bye.
How's the berry kebab?
6-2, 1 out, and a man at second base with Miguel Cairo coming up. The Rockies have been out hit 10-4.
That's dangerous.
You gonna go running with me after the game?
No, I'm going fishing.
Well, we have got literally. We have not gotten a note from Marino in like 7 innings.
And I don't care.
This ball lined toward right center field. That's going to get the run home. And it's 7-2. RBI single for Cairo, his second ribby of the day.
Well, if you haven't come to the Mountain Ranch, folks, I will attest. Everything on the menu is good. There, Dougie. Oh, Dougie. You know, when the berry's bigger than his mouth, it's pretty good. That's good, isn't it, Doug? Yeah. I wouldn't bring us a note either.
Ryan Hannigan.
By the way, I'd like to ask a question.
Sure.
Can we do this on Tuesday night, too? That way we won't have to tear the set down and move everything. We could just leave it right here.
It would be convenient.
And just do the show here again.
Now you're thinking.
What do you think?
I'm all in.
You're all in? All right. The one that's really not liking this right now is everybody down in the truck. Because they're starving to death. They've been here since 8 o'clock this morning. And they're not getting any part of any of this. That's what they don't like.
0-2 the count on Hannigan, but you know they get to eat on other days when we're.
They do?
Yeah.
I'm not aware of that. Was that when Sue makes like chocolate chip cookies and brings them?
They go out, Check out the local establishments. Remember, Foxy left for like 3 innings the other day. Remember that?
I was in Cheyenne.
Oh. This is back up the middle, and
try to do something a little fancy
little
here. A little bit of guys haven't worked together before.
No,
it was up the middle.
Rutledge and Field had never played together.
So it's going to be a little bit difficult play for them. Either way you look at it. Ground ball right over the top of the mound. Rutledge goes to the backside. Field was already there. Ball bounced up, caught him right in the heel of the glove.
They're going to give an error to Rutledge.
Second one he's gotten this year.
And Matt Latos will roll on here in the 8th inning.
102 pitches through 7.
Reds up 7-2, trying to capture their 10th straight game. They haven't had a streak like that since 1999. Wondering, Doug, when was the last time they've won 11 in a row? They're going to go home and play the Padres. Latos does his job. 2 outs. Zach Cozart will come up, tripling a single and 4 trips for Cozart.
You better finish that before it melts.
I'll get to it.
Dougie, you can't eat that. You want to eat it, but you can't. Dougie's like, that's correct.
Funny how the game of baseball works. Huge story in Cincinnati, huge story nationally when Joey Votto, who was having another MVP type year, goes down with a knee injury and has to have surgery. He's going to be out in the neighborhood of 3 weeks or so. The question is, how would Cincinnati survive? Well, if they survive today, they're 11-2 in the absence of Joey Votto.
Yeah, I mean, and again, this is a testament to having guys on the backside like Frazier, Cozart to come up, step up, make big plays for you, and be able to put things out. I mean, they got 2 guys that are candidates for Rookie of the Year, Cozart and Frazier. And Frazier's the one that's really stepped in and played a big role. And I'll say this, Bruce got his first hit of the game there, the first hit of the series, and it was a big one. A 2-run home run. Hey, the first 20,000 on August 4th will receive a Todd Helton shirt courtesy of DaVita. Register for one of DaVita Kidney Rock 5K August the 11th at Coors Field to raise kidney disease awareness. By the way, that was a solo shot by Bruce, not a 2-run shot. The 2-run shot happened earlier with Stubbs in that inning. Tuesday, the Cardinals, Matt Holliday will be in town to take on the Colorado Rockies. They're 6.5 back of the Cincinnati Reds.
Cozart fouls it off the mask of Ramon Hernandez. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good pitch by Ekstrom as he strikes out Cozart, and that's all for the Reds in the inning. They get another run, the Heisey double, single by Miguel Cairo, 7-2 Cincinnati.
to the bottom of the 8th. Josh Rutledge due up to start this inning. You know what? He's been in the 2-hole now for 2 games, and all he's done is gone 5 for 8 with a home run and a couple of RBIs. But he's no stranger to the top of the order.
When I was playing in Tulsa this year, I was batting leadoff, so I was kind of used to this year batting at the top of the order, and even in college, I was either the leadoff hitter my freshman year or the next 2 years I was 2-hole hitter. So it's a spot that I've been used to being in before, and it's definitely nice having those hitters in front of you and behind you.
Rutledge told me he's happy to be sandwiched between a guy in Dexter Fowler and Carlos Gonzalez, because he said anytime Cargo gets up, if you just get on base, you might have an opportunity to score because he might hit a home run. But today it was Rutledge that hit the home run once Dexter Fowler got on base. I'm just gonna do this to you.
No.
What's wrong with you?
It's not me. It's Frazier.
We're professional people
I'm having
here.
fun.
You can't
Having fun.
even
Lots of
see
fun up
me.
here.
I wasn't
Hey, don't
doing
mind.
it.
Come back up here and eat this, Barry.
Okay, thanks. I'll be back.
Rutledge will lead things off here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Then Cargo and Kadire. 7-2. Matt Lato still out there.
See, and you thought I was kidding. Here she comes right now.
My dad sent me a text message and said, "Stop eating. I made you dinner tonight."
Tell him no. No.
The berry kebab's just too good.
Is your dad?
Gotta have a little
your dad
more.
a good
Doug, do you
cook?
want to eat some? You want to share? You
Oh
take
yeah,
some.
he'll share. Well, he won't share. He'll take all of it.
It's like Doug saves up his appetite for this day and then just loads in
Doug,
for the next week.
Here you go, Dougie.
Yep, we'll just
Dougie,
pile
you got
it
to
up
finish
right.
the. You got to
He
finish
can't
the
have
lava
that.
cake.
No,
Here we
he
go.
can't have that. No.
No, not good. Okay, we'll just set it over here then.
Cozart will throw out fellow rookie Rutledge. The Rockies got a 2-run home run from that man in the first inning. Fowler walked, Rutledge hit it out.
Bye, Jenny. Enjoy your dad's dinner.
I will.
And
It's all right. I'm just going to a drive-through. Don't worry about it. I'm good.
Oh, was that? Did you want us to invite you over?
No,
George?
not at all.
I think you have other plans. Okay.
well, the Rockies, by Jenny, the Rockies have not scored since then. Cargo had a double his last time up. He's now hit 28 in a row at Coors Field. And he bounces this one to the first baseman, Cairo. 2 outs. Kadire aboard on an error in the first, singled in the third, and a comebacker in the 6th inning. Kadire yesterday a double and a 2-run home run, which gave him 46 extra base hits, tied for 7th in the National League. He's only 2 behind his teammate Carlos Gonzalez in the extra base hit category. Rockies haven't had a runner to third base, in fact, since the 3rd inning when Rutledge got there after Kadire singled. Rutledge was on a single. The thing that is really disappointing right now, George, is the Rockies' inability to compete at home.
Well,
I mean, if they don't make a miraculous comeback, this will be 5 straight losses at home. They'll be 12 under 500 at Coors Field.
That's something that obviously can't go on. I mean, you can remember back to the great years when they won a lot of baseball games. They were able to go out and do it because they won at home. They won 50 games here. That had been the case so far. They've been able to struggle here at home. And again, it's back to the pitching and the starting pitching and being consistent with it. Jeff Francis, in his last 9 starts, the Rockies have gone 8-1.
The trouble is, during that period of time, everybody else is 5-27. Two and 2 the count on Kadire. You know, everybody in this rotation for the Reds has thrown at least 1 complete game. Latos has 2. Throws a splitter in the dirt. It's 3-2. Worst record the Rockies have ever had at home in a full season. Last year they went 38-43 at Coors Field, and in 04 they went 38-43. Did you ask our wait staff, George, who's done such a great job up here at the Mountain Ranch Club, what happens if this game does find its way to extra innings?
We will eat more, and I told them you're going to tip them $40 for all their hard work today.
That just missed. Absolutely. You can always take care of your wait staff. So a 2-out walk. Tyler Colvin coming up 0 for 2. He walked in the 6th inning. Well, I know where you can go, George, for a little meal on the way home. Taco Bell. Rockies scored 7 last night. If you'd like to receive text message alerts when the Rockies do score 7 or more for the Rockies Taco Special, text the keyword taco to 720-720. Feed your Rockies fever only at Taco Bell.
.95 in the 8th, and that was pitch for him. I mean, this is the thing that flashes for me. At 95 on his 115th pitch, he's thrown a total of 38 balls in this ball game. Chris Beyer, the bench coach, Brian Price, there he is, the pitching coach.
Johnny Cueto was in that shot too, through yesterday. Sam LeCure.
A 5-run lead, go out and hold it.
That's a nasty splitter, and that is strikeout number 8 for Matt Latos, who's allowed 2 runs on 4 hits. A family enjoying themselves up in the Mountain Ranch Club. Colorado Lottery replay. Carlos Torres had a terrific day. Again out of the bullpen. 2 2/3 scoreless innings. He allowed just 1 hit and he struck out 5. Through October 1st, enter your non-winning scratch tickets at ColoradoLottery.com. Rockies trailing 7-2 in the 9th inning as we check in with Joel Platt. Joel?
All right, guys, you're not the only ones with food on your mind. It's a hot day, right? So we're going to talk about a Rutledge Sundae. Huh? What do you think about that?
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, thank you very much, Frage. Rutledge Sundae, we'll talk about Josh Rutledge, obviously in the 2-hole, that home run early in the ball game. Then, sticking with the food theme, how about Jay Bruce? Pasta J. That's my favorite restaurant, if I may be so bold to recommend the tortellini borbolini. It's absolutely delicious. They bake it. It's got a nice crust on the top. We'll talk with Jim Tracy after the ball game. He'll be in the clubhouse, but enjoy the spoils of the Mountain Ranch Club.
I'm going to tell you what. We were up in Wyoming.
Yes.
And we combed the Midway, and the deep chocolate Oreos deep fried with white powder all over them.
Those are pretty good.
We might suggest that here. Everything I've eaten today, Joe, I'm stuffed.
I bet.
That's going to roll me out the door.
I bet it's like Thanksgiving dinner up there. It's November come early.
Hey, all I've done is eaten for 72 hours. I'm done.
You guys enjoy it.
2 breakfasts and 5 lunches today. I'm ready. I'm done. It's time for a nap.
Pasta J's a good locale. Nice call there, Joel. We'll talk to you in a little bit. Drew Stubbs leading things off. Swings and misses. Matt Reynolds will throw the 9th inning. Stubbs walk in the 1st, a stolen base and a run scored. Sac fly in the 3rd. 2-run home run in the 5th. Ground ball to short in the 7th.
A lot of talk about Betancourt being traded with the Rockies, a veteran guy. And recently you've seen Reynolds' name pop up because of the job he's done. Any job they ask him to do, he does it, and does it quite well. Another split at 83. See you later.
That'll bring up Wilson Valdez. He came into the ball game in the 5th inning for Brandon Phillips. Phillips was 2 for 3, but had tightness in his calf. They're not going to mess around with that, especially with that Votto available. So he was pulled off. Wasn't pulled off the field literally. He's pulled out after a half inning when he returned to the dugout. Valdez struck out his first time. And here's the 0-2 on Valdez. The 1-2. Valdez fouls that pitch off. Rockies have tomorrow off. The Cardinals are in Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. This is the longest homestand of the second half. Rockies will be home for 9 ball games. And after the Cardinals, the Giants are here for 3. Then it's off to Los Angeles and on to San Francisco. Base hit for Valdez. That's the 12th hit of the afternoon for Cincinnati. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Colorado Rockies, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Colorado Rockies. Two on Jay Bruce. You heard Joel's reference to Bruce. Hit a long home run in the 5th inning. 1 for 3 and a walk. Another strikeout for Reynolds, 2 gone, and that'll bring up Todd Frazier.
By the way, Jenny just let the truck know that her dad called back and said, I am invited for dinner. See, if you beg hard enough, Goody, look what happens.
Yeah.
Huh? That's the way it works, isn't it? Last night, Alex White, pretty special down at the Springs. He went against Fresno, the AAA team for the Giants. He went 8 innings, 1 earned run, 3 and 4 now, earned run average of 3.71. Good job, Alex White. It was a pretty special night for him.
That's 2 good starts in a row.
Do very well in his last start, and that's what they're looking for, is that consistency over time.
2-1 on Todd Frazier.
3-1. Tough chance for Field, but an easier play for Colvin. Tyler makes the play. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th inning. 7-2 Cincinnati. Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo customers get your 2-for-1 Rockies tickets today by going to wellsfargo.com/Rockies. Wells Fargo Bank, member FDIC. And by StubHub, fans want to be here in person the next time your Rockies take the field. Just head to StubHub and choose your seats today. Bottom of the 9th inning at Coors Field. It's not been a good day for the Rockies. They did have a 2-1 lead after one, but all Cincinnati since then. Upstairs at the Mountain Ranch Club, Drew Goodman, George Frazier. We cannot thank the good folks up here
this
enough.
Great.
Wonderful food, as you saw over the last 9 innings. You can come out here as well. Do make reservations. They get very busy. It's a great view of the ballpark, and you will be very satisfied with
more
cuisine.
than satisfied. I mean, I feel like you're going to have to go get a 2-wheeler to take me out of here. This has been outstanding.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been a lot of fun. Again, we did this last year, and we hope they invite us back real soon. Mountain Ranch Club high up in right center field. Ramon Hernandez facing Sam LeCure, and leadoff single.
Well, the story, you got to talk about their 7 runs, but for me, it was Matt Latos after that first inning where he gave up a couple of runs. He just put the stop sign on and pitched brilliantly for 8 innings. First inning, he gives up the 2-run home run. Excuse me, yes, a 2-run home run on a shot, and then after that, just 3 hits the rest of the way.
Yeah, Latos, 8 innings, 2 runs, 4 hits. Punched out 8, walked 2. Actually, let me correct that. He walked 3. Jordan Pacheco. Looks like Andrew Brown's in the on-deck circle. That's a very nice double play. 1-6-3. Good feed by LeCure.
Became an infield, shuffled his feet very well, got in a position to make a snap throw, allowed his shortstop to get there. So you're going to get in and watch the little shuffle of the feet. And he's going to fire a strike right to Cozart. He's going to get out of the way of Hernandez and fire on to first base to get Pacheco. Every bit of this all through spring training practice, and then to see it come out in the regular season makes it a little bit special for you to find out what guys can do and can't do.
So Andrew Brown will pinch hit in the 9th inning with 2 outs.
What this game also allowed, Drew, it allowed them to stay away from Chapman so far. And it looks like it with 2 outs now, 2 days in a row, you're winning by 5 runs. He didn't have to lift his arm up to warm up. He didn't have to do a thing. Just show up and play the game. And I think, you know, for me, that's something Dusty was trying to accomplish, and he was able to do it.
Good pitch.
Brown with a base hit to right. That'll save an AB for Tommy Field. Tommy, ground ball to short, a strikeout. Brown takes second base.
Five-run lead. Hannigan with a timeout. All behind 2-0 on this hitter. Just had a little warm. Let's go right at him. Try to get this thing finished up here tonight.
.117 pitches for Matt Latos. He was terrific. Now it's 3-0. Outside, a walk for Field, and that'll allow Dexter Fowler to come up. You never breathe easy as a manager until you're shaking hands.
Well, not here in Coors Field particularly.
Yeah.
The 2 guys on, 1 swing of the bat. You're looking at a 7-5 ball game, and you're back in the middle of this lineup. The last thing Dusty wants to do is have to get his bullpen busy again.
Dex 0 for 3 and a walk.
Dexter has reached 59 times in his last 33 games. I mean, that's almost twice a game. A leadoff spot. That's
done a wonderful
tremendous
job. You know, to turn his whole season around, and then now he's just keeping that even keel ride with it.
Off the plate, 1-1. Far more consistently good at bats.
Boy, he didn't want to do that, I can tell you that. Dusty Baker got the double side working down in their bullpen.
One, two. And the Cure covers, and that's the ball game. The Reds sweep the Rockies. They've won 10 straight. It's their longest winning streak since '99. The last time they won 11 straight, 1957. They're now 11-2 without Joey Votto. Matt Latos improves to 9-3. Jonathan Sanchez, in start number 2 for the Rockies, falls to 0-2. Crowd at 29,430 on hand. And Marty Brenneman is going to lose the hair on that. Well, he's got a little work to do on television tomorrow, and then later on the week, you can see it on the internet. That will be shaved off. And Marty's saying, why'd I open my big mouth? Today's Delivery of the Game brought to you by Jimmy John's, America's favorite sandwich delivery guys. They got an outstanding start from Matt Latos. He gave up a 2-run home run in the first to Josh Rutledge, and after that, the Rockies would only get 2 runs off of him. 2 hits off of him, I should say. Latos, 8 innings, 2 runs, 4 hits. He punched down 8. A dominant performance by the former San Diego Padre. Once again, the final score, the Reds over the Rockies.